Hello guys, welcome back with another video, and in this video I'll be talking about my history of my growth spurt, right? So yeah, of course, people grow like ap ever since the day we're born, like people have like at least like 18 to 20 years of growth spurt, right? Well, it all depend on your situation though. If you take good care of yourself or if you don't take good care of yourself, then you're not gonna grow much. And if you take good care of yourself by eating well and sleeping well and drinking well, then and keep yourself healthy, then you should be able to grow a lot, right? So, man, I forgot to charge this GoPro again, right? Sorry, I was really unprepared for the video because first I'm really tired, but yeah, you can tell that I look really tired, because I just ran like almost like 20 miles today, and I tried to run 20 miles, but that's not what the video is about. But then I only ran up to 18, All of a sudden, my body just gave up on me, and plus my toes hurting, so sorry, I do look kind of tired in this video, so I do want to make an apology for that. So anyway, let's get back to the height thing. So I'm just want to make an apology, just for being looking and looking tired. I just want to make an apology. So anyway, so as I was born, on 1998, in August 1998. So I was like 19 inches tall, and I weighed about like 7 pounds and 10 ounces. So yeah, maybe I'm an average size baby. I don't know what the average size baby is, but I'm assuming I'm average, right? Or maybe a little bigger, no, because usually babies are around 18 inches. So yeah. And when I was 1 years old, then yeah. So this video should be short because I go into detail like every single year, like how much inches did I grow. So when I was 1 years old, I grew like more than one ruler total, right? So I grew from 19 inches, to 31 and a quarter inch, and I gained about like yeah, my pound. I went from like 7 pounds, 10 ounces to all the way up to 26 pounds, over 26 pounds as I was 1 years old, right? It's common, like everybody should know that when you're just a 1 years old baby, like you develop like so much, right? Like you start growing your hair, like your body, you can start like walking, and like baby just like sleeps a lot and drinks all milk, and they just grow like crazy, man. Like unbelievably like 12 inches in 1 year, like that's insane. But then after like your third or fourth year, then you start kind of just growing like 5 to like 7 centimeters per year, right? So yeah, so at 6 months, like I jumped like 9 inches total. So I went like, and then after 6 more months, after the 6 months, then I only grew like 3 more inches. So yeah, the rate, like it was exponential. Like when I was super young, then I grew like every day. Then after 6 months, you just start to grow like only like 3 or 2 more inches. So I was 20, I was like 2 foot 4 and a quarter inches. So I grew 9.25 inches when I was just one, right? And then let's go over to 2 years old. So I forgot to mention that I'll mention my height as I get older and my weight as well. So yeah, weight changes too, as you get taller. It's just common sense because the bigger you are, the more you need to weigh, because if your weight stays the same, you're just gonna look like a toothpick. That's all I'm saying, right? Okay, let's just, everybody knows this, so why do I have to explain this video? Like, just get over it at like 2 years old. So I was recorded at here's the most important thing when it comes to boy, right? You need to know your height when you're 2 years old if you want to know your full adult height, right? Especially for you young boys out there who is currently watching my video. If you know your height as 2 years old, then why don't you just double your height and you'll find your real like adulthood height at a full grown man, right? That's all I'm saying. So at 2 years old, I was a 3 foot and a half. So 36.5 inches tall. So if you double that up, I should be like 6'1", but no, I'm not even 6 feet, left alone. And I was like around like 90 percentile, and I was a pretty big baby back then, and I weigh around like 33 pounds. That is my 95 percentile range. So Yeah, cause I'll explain to you like why my height is in the 9th percentile like when I was young, then all of a sudden it like dropped to like nearly like 50%, right? I'll explain to you that later throughout the video, so just watch toward the end and you will know the answer. And if you trust my answer, just hit the like button. If you distrust me, hit the dislike. That's all I'm saying. So at 3 years old, I was 3 foot 4 inches tall, 40 inches exactly, and I weigh around 38 pounds. Wow, that's all I'm saying, right? So yeah, so 3 years old, right? And then once I get to 4 years old, then I grew another 2.5 inches tall. I was 42.5 inches, and I weighed 42 pounds. So 42 inches, 42 pounds, 42, 42, match, right? 4 years old, and and at 5 years old, I gained like another 2.5 inches again, and gained like only 4 pounds. So I'm getting a little thinner back there. Yeah, I do look kind of skinny when I was young, but I was just a child, so I have like technically no muscle back then. But yeah, that's probably not skinny. 5 years old, weight 46 pound, 45. So that's around like the 95 percentile. Let me go check this thing. Yeah, so my height was mostly around like 90 to 95 percentile. Right, and then let's go over like how tall I was when I was a 6 years old boy, right? Yeah, so I think this like tells I record, and my parent and I record like how tall I grow like pretty much every single year. But there's just one year where I don't record because one, I forget about it, and two, maybe I didn't care much back then. I wasn't just too obsessed with height back then. So at 6 years old, I was almost 4 feet tall. Whew, I was just like a quarter inch away from being 4 feet tall. I was 47 3/4 inches tall when I was 6 years old, and record exactly on my birthday, and I weighed 57 pounds, so gained 9 pounds. So that is a really tall person. Like that's like that's a height of a 9 years old or 8 years old boy, right? Yeah, if you're 9 years old, you're supposed to be 4 feet tall, but not when you're 6. Like that's like 3 years ahead. So yeah, that's guaranteed. Like 95 percentile. Yep, that's guaranteed. Yeah, if you're 95 percentile, you're just ahead of child growth spurt by like at least 3 years. That's all I'm saying. If 75, then 2 years, then 65, then estimate to be 1 year. So let's go through. So at 7 years old, I grew like, oh, it was record. Yeah, I was like 7.5 years old, because it was recorded like in January. So I didn't believe that I grew like more than 3 inches. Like that's like kind of shocking me, but yes, it was 1.5 years. So 1.5 year later, I grew like approximately like 4.5 inches tall. So I was like let's see. So yeah, I was like, so I grew like almost 4 inches. So I was 51.5 inches tall. Weighed 63 pounds at 7 years old, right? And then around my birthday, I'm an 8 years old boy. So I was pretty tall. I was almost 53 inches tall, so 52 3/4, weight 70 pounds. Oh god, I was so big back then, right? And what percentile was 8 years old? As I was an 8 years old, I was like close to 95 percentile. Like majority of my little childhood year, from like age 5 to like age 11, like always 95 percentile, always. And not hitting my growth spurt yet, so we haven't hit that. And I didn't record my height at 9 years old, so let me go estimate like how tall I was when I was 9 years old. So 8 years old, so I was like 52, I was like close to 53 inches tall. So yeah, so I think at 9 years old, I was 55 inches tall, roughly around there, right? 55 inches tall, weighing about like 80 pounds. And then, when I was 10 years old, I weighed like 101 pound. No, not 101, but I weigh approximately like, then I gained like another 10 pounds, because I was growing taller. Yeah, I was probably like 4'10" or 4'9", as I was 10 years old. And that's when I started hitting my growth spurt, right? Yeah, that was like when I was like 5th grade in like elementary school, right? So I started hitting my growth spurt once I reached my 10 years old. Yeah, so typically you don't hit your growth spurt until after you turn 14 or 13 years old, right? But for me, I had an early growth spurt, so that's why I look really tall at the end. And then, as I get older, I only grew like nearly like only half an inch per year, and everybody's just catching up with me. So I'll get into, like I said, man, just wait to the end to be of like what's the real reason, like what's slowing my growth spurt down and what's causing my growth spurt to have so early, right? So 10 years old, like I said, 4'10", weighing in 90 pounds. I did not record, but I estimated, right? Well, I'm good at speculation and guesses, right? So by the time, and I have a major growth spurt, so by the time I get to like 11 years old, like I cannot believe that around like the 2009 summer, that's when I was about to turn 11, I grew like an inch in just one summer. Like that's insane. So I was like 10 years old, like 10 months old and 2 months away from being 11, and I think I was record around like 5'1" and weighing 101 pound. Yeah, I was recorded at 5'1", so that's how tall you're supposed to be when you were 12 or 13, and that's ridiculously tall. And on my 11th birthday, then I was recorded 5'2" and 1/4, and weighing like around 110 pounds. Gained 10 pounds as well around summer. I don't think I weigh 108, but I look kind of like more buffer, so I put 110, not 108. And that's a lot of pounds. So yeah, so I grew like 4 or 5 inches in just like 1 year, man. That's a huge growth spurt, because I eat a lot and I drink a lot of milk and I sleep a lot. That's why I grew a lot. And then by the time I left elementary school, then and by the time I get to 12 years old, then I was like 5', exactly 5'6", and weighing 135 pounds. Yeah, typically you growth spurt, you gain like roughly about 30 pounds, just gain more muscles and just tougher bone and so much additional inches. You gain like at least 20 to 30 pounds. So in this case, I gained about like almost 30 pounds, 110 to 135 pounds. So that's total of 25 pounds. And then just 1 year through my junior high year, and I grew another 2.5 inches tall. So I was like 5'8.5", age 13, and weighing like around 150 pounds. So yep, 150 pounds at age 13. And yeah, and then here's the part where I slow down. So after age 13, like I hardly just like grow like an inch. I didn't even grow an inch like in 1 year. So, and once I was 14 years old, and yeah, once I was 14, I was recorded at 5'9.25" and weighing like, I don't know how much I weighed. Let's see. So I was like a 150, estimate like 158 pounds, right? Or 159 pounds as a 14 years old, or in my freshman year, right? So I was like almost 160, and that's how much I weigh right now. Like I weigh as much as I like my freshman year, yeah, because I go on a strictly diet and I just want to run fast. And I'm pretty sure that I grew a little bit like after my freshman year, right? So yeah, man. And I just probably lose like maybe muscle or definitely fat. So anyway, let's get into like how tall when I was like a 15 years old. So yep, record exactly on my birthday again. I was 15 years old, and I was like slightly under 5'10". I was recorded as 5'10", but I was slightly under 5'10", because I told people that I was 5'10", around when I was 15, but many people didn't believe me that I was 5'10". Now I put myself at 5'9.5", so, or 5'9.34", so yeah, around 5'10" and weighing 168 pounds. So I gained like 10 pounds again, just growing another stinking inch, right? I didn't even grow an inch. So, and then at age 16, then I probably grew maybe half a centimeter, and then became, became solidly 5'10" at age 16 and weighing like 100 and yes, I weigh 177 pounds. You know, like how did I gain weight so fast? Like, yeah, cause I eat a lot, you know, and just hardly just exercise, and that's why I'm getting so much chubby, and that's why I was very slow back then. That's why I was a lot slower back in high school, but then I get a lot faster by slimming myself. And yeah, and here's the thing, like where it got messed me up after I turned age 16. So at age 17, you know, I thought I was like 6 foot tall, but there's no way that I grew 2 inches in 1 year. Like, how can you jump from 5'10" to like 6 foot and you're just barely like growing like an inch a year, and your body's like about to fully like seal your height, right? If you're close to stop growing, then you shouldn't like grow like crazy like in 1 year. You can't grow like 3 or 4 inch per year. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so at age 17, you know, I was recorded 6 feet tall, but I'm not exactly 6 feet tall, right? Because you already watched through my old videos, seeing that, yeah, there's a proof that I'm not even 5'11". So yeah, I think cause I was like really stretching long, you know, like reclining and all stuff, and plus I just stand like a little bit taller, you know, having like really good postures and straight and tiptoe a little bit. So I was measured like around 5'11" and a half, you know, and that's why a lot of people claim me 6 feet, because my head just hit at 5'11" and a half at age 17, you know, and weighing like, I don't know, over 180 pounds. So that's crazy, man. But then, you know, I don't know, maybe I shrunk or something. Maybe because I run too much on my, and then it's impacting my bone. Maybe I got down to 5'11" to 5'10". Who knows, man? Or 5'10" and a half. Like, man, I don't even care at this point. Like, anyway, so that's enough with the height. And I tell you like why I was so tall, you know, was young. So my height was in the 95 percentile after you know, after like 13 years of my life passed. Then by the time I get to age 14, then my height just dropped from 95 percentile to like 9 percentile, and then it went to like 75 percentile by the time I get to age 16. So the reason why I had an early growth spurt, and the reason why I slowed down my growth spurt really early, is because I have autism, right? Did you know that autistic kids like tend to have like really early growth spurt? So they have like early growth spurt like 10 or 2 or 3 years in advance. So let's say that an average you know, 8 years old is supposed to be 4 feet tall, right? But if you're autistic, you know, and having an early growth spurt, then you're probably going to be 4 feet tall by the time you get to like age 5 or 6. So, and then your puberty starts early. So instead of like starting at 13, you start at maybe as early as 9 or 10 years old, you know, when it comes to growth spurt, right? Yeah, and if I didn't have autism, I probably will never be around a 95 percentile, to be honest. And my weight as well. So yeah, so at 10 years old, you know, I supposed not be 5 feet tall. I supposed to be like under 5 feet tall, and I supposed to be like 5 feet tall when I was like 12 years old, 12 or 13 years old. So instead of being 5'6", and I supposed to stop growing around like, let's say in year 2017 instead of year 2015, because I'd become completely like around 5'11" by the time it's 2015, because around the 2014, you know, around like mid 2014 I hit 5'10", but then I grew a little bit, then it got close to 5'11" in 2015. So if I didn't have autism, then I'll probably be like 5'10" in 2016 and became 5'11" in 2017. Or maybe if I didn't have autism, then I could have been a little bit taller. You know, sometimes having early growth spurt does make you stunt your height like sooner and make you grow less. That's just in my opinion. Like, I don't know what your guys' opinion is. So, oh yeah, there's 2 reasons why my height slows down. One, because I have autistic. One, I am an autistic person, and 2, I stopped taking swimming classes. So did you know that when you take swimming classes, it actually gives you like an additional like 1 or 2 inches taller if you swim for just 1 or 2 years, right? Mainly because it never impacts your bone, right? Swimming. Like you always like stretch and you stretch your muscle, you stretch your bone, everything stretches. And you see like a lot of sea mammal, the reason why they grow so big is because of not resisting the gravity. And they and also lots of like they eat like lots of nutritious food in the sea, so seas are really healthy too, you know. And also yeah, like I said, man, if people want to be tall, I suggest they need to take swimming class. And plus you need to keep yourself healthy, right? So yeah, so that's how you get so tall, right? And one secret thing that can make you go tall, please sleep a lot, you know. Go sleep a lot. Your body's gonna have lots of chance to rest and lots of chance to, you know, grow and develop, right? That's the one secret thing of how to get tall. So there you go, man. There goes my secret. I just shared to you guys, and better hit a like for it. So yeah, so if I didn't take swimming when I was 10 or 11 years old, I could have been like 5'9" or possibly maybe 5'8", right? Or if I didn't treat myself healthy, or if I was dieting, or if I was living in a horrible condition, then I probably won't be this tall, right? I honestly will be lucky enough if I was like 5'6" or 5'7". So yeah, so without autism, you know, at age 2 years old, I supposed not to be 36.5 inches tall. Like, I'll probably be maybe a couple inches shorter, so maybe I'll be 34.5 inches. So time 2, so instead of being 6'1", I'll just be 5'9". So the only way to tell your true adulthood height is double your 2 years old age. And it's not always accurate. It just depends on how healthy you keep, and just depend on many factors. Like, I can't explain all in this video. Like, you just have to search it for yourself. Like, I'm too tired, you know, but a lot of things can go and affect your weight or your height. There's just a lots of things, right? Or you could grow like more than double your height, you know, if you keep yourself extremely healthy and if you eat well nutritious food. Yeah, like if I take swimming my whole life and if I didn't have autistic and if nothing slowed down my growth, my height could have easily got past 6 feet, to be honest. Like if I take swimming my whole life, then yeah, I'd probably be maxed out at maybe 6'2", you know? Yeah, because when I was young, like I thought that I would be 6'2" because the rate I'm growing, you know, the way I grow. If your height is always 95 percentile, guarantee your height should be at least 6'2" or taller. But yeah, I probably won't get past 6'2", or yeah, probably my height will, my body will not allow myself to grow up to 6'3". Well, maybe it should stop around 6'2". If I took swimming my whole life and if I eat really well and sleep a little bit more than I normally do. So yeah, it just could have gone at least 3 more inches taller, but good thing I'm not that tall, you know, because I keep complaining that I'm so tall all the time. So as a matter of fact, I'm happy, you know, just to be average height, not being stinking tall, not being short, right? Comment below, like, what's your childhood height? Like, how tall were you when you're 2 years old? And this is just for male. Males need to know how tall they are when they're 2 years old so they can know their full growth spurt for adulthood. But however, if you're a female, then you need to know your height when you're 18 months old, right? Because females are very different compared to male, right? 2 different things. Double your height of a female at the 18 months and you'll know their growth spurt, because female always tend to have early growth spurt than male, and that's why in junior high, you know, like some females are a little bit taller than males, right? Female and males are like average, but then males are always taller than female, just to keep that in mind. So I gotcha there. So yeah, probably have to go, you know, my full height 5'10.5", evening height 5'10" or 5'9.75", or 5'9.9", or whatever it is. Yeah, because I run a lot, so maybe I just shave off half an inch, and I don't know what caused me to shrink at this early age, and this is like freaking you guys and freaking me guys out. So you probably think I make no sense, but you can shrink early, you know, if you like lose a limb or stuff. Yeah, it does sound a little scary if you shrink before you turn age 30, but then people can still grow if they have like growing disease. It all depends. So Peace out, and thanks for watching the video, and I got to go.